Yes team, welcome to episode 34. Since the last episode dropped, we must have caught the YouTube algorithm because we've gained somehow over 3,000 YouTube subscribers. So I'm looking forward to receiving my YouTube plaque whenever that may be. So this episode, unfortunately, isn't going to be a normal type of episode because we've got to dive into something that we really don't want to dive into. We hope everybody enjoys it as always. But yeah, like I said, episode 34 isn't really one that I'm going to remember in a positive way. Yes team, welcome to episode 34. On this episode we're going to discuss staffing, recruitment and costs. We're also going to dive into, after last month's episode and following on from that, how we're getting on as a business. Okay, so on this part of the episode I just wanted to discuss staff members and what we look for, and I'm only talking about this because I get asked it quite a lot about how to recruit, where to recruit and what we look for. The first thing that we look for is always attitude over skill set, and what I mean by that is the skill set side of things could mean experience. We don't look for experience here at Warren's. We actually don't like experience here at Warren's. We would prefer to train people the way we want them to be. Historically, in the past, we have brought in experience and they can bring in bad attitudes and bad habits. So now we look for attitude over skill set. And the reason for that is because all we want is for people to be reliable, presentable, and we can train the rest. Okay, and another question I get asked is where to look for staff members. So here at Warren's, we rely a little bit on our current staff members to bring in friends, so recommendation from staff members. And we never hold these staff members accountable if it doesn't work out. But the good thing with this recruitment process is that staff members that are currently working here would know whether their friends are suitable. So they like the job, they bring in their friend, and hopefully it all works out. So we do that for a couple of days, make sure that they like this business, they like this industry, and vice versa. We like them and they're doing a good job. Then we're going to look at a contract. Before that, we would always go down the Indeed route, but the Indeed route brings in a lot of tire kickers, a lot of time wasters. You can end up getting 50 applicants and only 2 turn up to the interview, and it's quite long-winded, so we don't really like to do that anymore. Going back 12 years, Facebook was my recruitment tool. So if you're a new company, I found that was the best way to get staff through the door quickly. Okay, and just to wrap up the staffing side of things, we use a company called Peninsula. Peninsula are a HR governing body. We would use them to do all of our contracts. They would also come in with an app called Blip by Bright HR. This gives the staff the ability to book holidays and also clock in and clock out. It's a really easy to use app. This is a contract that you sign up for, and it is a long-term contract between 3 and 5 years. We pay around £300 a month, but I tell you something, it really gives us peace of mind here at Warren's Removals. So if you are looking to go down the employment route, I would look at Peninsula. Okay, so I want to discuss the podcast studio. So over the last 5 weeks, we have had some quiet weeks, unfortunately. So we have utilised staff members, and I just want to say thank you to some staff members now. Jai, George, Jason and Danny, all 4 of those have been working hard in that podcast studio. We do appreciate this, especially because it's quiet. It's not your normal type of day, especially when you're expected to do removals and you're actually doing a bit of carpentry, a bit of plastering and a bit of painting. We do really appreciate that. However, it is looking really, really good and I'm excited to show you. So I still haven't worked out yet how much money we've spent on the revamp of the podcast room. So besides our regular staff that we've had working in there on the quiet days, plus all of the materials and products we've had to buy to fulfill what we need in there, we have had to bring in a couple of tradespeople. And the first tradesperson was a plasterer. So I put out a post on Facebook asking for any plasterers nearby. We've got a plasterer only 5 minutes away. He came in to have a look what needed doing and he was like, wow, I didn't realise you were here. I didn't realise you had storage. So I said, of course we have. We are Warren's Removals and Storage. And he said, well, I need storage. So we ended up doing a business to business trade-off. He did our plastering and I've given him some storage for a few months. So that's worked out really well. Aside that, we've also had an electrician in. So that electrician has supplied us with a load of really smart lights and they worked 2 afternoons in total. I don't know how much they're going to cost because I haven't had the invoice yet, but I've used this guy plenty of times in the past and it's always been really reasonable. Okay, so I just stepped foot in the podcast room. It looks incredible. Beforehand, before this was a podcast room, we used to use this for a stock room for our vehicle supplies and other removal products. Not only that, but we also had a staff room area with a kitchen and sink, etc. So it's taken a lot of work and a lot of time to convert this into what it is now. It's taken 5 weeks in total, but not 5 weeks solid. We have done it in sporadic days when we can get in here. Removals have picked up a little bit as well, which means that certain days we planned to be in here, then we got a job, so this got delayed, so 5 weeks has run on. But although we were upset it was quiet, we're really happy we utilised that quiet period to do something like this. Now I want to show you now, but I'm going to wait to the end of the episode for the big reveal. Okay, so this part of the episode is going to be a little bit deep and I want to tell my own personal story. This month is May and in May it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And lots of people, billions of people around the world go through mental health struggles, but unfortunately not billions of people speak about it. A lot of us keep things bottled up and that's when you can act like a bottle of fizzy pop and then all of a sudden at the end of this dramatic period you're going through, you pop. By talking, we can actually help each other and ourselves. So I have been through my own struggles mental health wise. About 15, 16 years ago, I had an injury on my shoulder. I dislocated my shoulder, which then led into a very, very weak shoulder because I torn my ligaments, which meant afterwards I actually dislocated it 18 times. I had 3 operations to fix it in total, and during this period of my life I lost 4 different jobs. Losing jobs obviously means you are under a lot of financial pressure. During this period I had my car taken off me, which I had finance on. I also had to make myself bankrupt because I had other loans that I couldn't pay. And during all of this, I couldn't afford to pay my rent where I lived, so I had to spend a couple of weeks living in the YMCA. Now, I'm quite nervous talking about this because this is something only close friends and family know about. But I just want to talk about this kind of stuff because I feel like it's important. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and also you watching this might encourage you to talk and understand that. Just because I'm on the camera all the time, it looks like I'm super confident and I like to showcase everything that's going on. It's not actually the case. Believe it or not, I never really want to be on the camera. I just know how important it is. I get terrible anxiety. I overthink everything. I actually analyze too much that I can put myself off doing things. I really don't like social environments. I get nervous going anywhere. If I have to go and do a quote, I get nervous and butterflies driving to the address. I am riddled with anxiety. Through this nasty period of my life 15, 16 years ago, I've managed it better now. I did go through periods where I was drinking excessively. I have done videos in the past. If you want to look on my YouTube channel, I've looked at doing different approaches to mental health and also addiction. So a couple of videos I have released, one about alcohol and the other about anxiety. Please check them out if you've not seen them before. But I just wanted to be open and honest that I do have my own internal issues. I'm not looking for sympathy. That's not what I'm about on this part of the episode. I wanted to showcase that we are all the same and we all go through our own struggles, and I am here to help if needed.
So a bit of a business update from me, just the usual fun. We've had a flat tyre from Rory this morning, so I've had to cover a couple of quotes. We've also had a couple of sickies over the last couple of days, so a little bit of covering in that sense. But I am in the office today and for all of this week and a little bit of next week because Esther is off. She's off because she got married to Chris last week, so congratulations to those two. They actually met at Warren's Removals many years ago, so we are responsible for bringing two lovebirds together, and now they're married. So yeah, they're on their honeymoon this week. So yeah, covering the office, can't really see it being any issues. Quite easy. Esther's normally just like a little bit pottering on the phone and stuff, so yeah, no problem at all.
2 hours later.
No, I haven't had a chance to look at my emails yet. Oh, forget this! I'm going, mate.
Okay, so we're going to continue with the rolling theme of how we're getting on as a business month on month, how many jobs we're adding, how many inquiries we're getting, how many quotes we're sending, and how many people are accepting, etc. If you watched last month's episode, you'd have seen I spoke about March, and in March we added 126 jobs, which was a lot of inquiries for March, but we were also really busy on the moves. On this part, I'm going to talk about April, which was last month. It was very interesting for me when I checked on iMove that we've actually added more jobs in April than we did in March. So we've added 130 jobs. Out of those 130 jobs we've added, we've sent 126 quotes. The reason that there's 4 difference there is because we may have had inquiries that we've not been able to get hold of, so they haven't had a quote. So we've sent 126 quotes. And our performance side of things tells us that about 60 of those customers have accepted our quote, which is very, very close to a 50% conversion rate, which means for us, things are looking up. We're very busy again now. This week especially, we don't have enough vehicles, we don't have enough staff. It's just the way it is in removals. One week is totally different to the next. But it's good to be back to busy ways. I've got my mojo back. I've even got my pink socks on. So we're all happy here now.
Hi guys, in this section of the YouTube video we're going to speak about iMove. For those who don't know me, I am Rob, Warren's business partner in iMove. We've been working together for the last 12 years, I'd say, on and off, with me doing videos for him and with the software for the last 3 years. And I just want a little update on the latest feature we have just released, which is the social media planner. Now, this is the first component of the marketing arm within iMove. Big things coming in this section. So on the social planner, you'll be able to use this as a media storage within iMove. So you'll be able to connect your Google Drive and all your documents and all your social media content. You'll be able to organize and keep them all within one place. You'll also be able to connect all your social media accounts within our platform. And then when you post once, you can distribute that to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms, all with one click. It also comes with a social planner, so you can spend 1 day, is what we do within iMove. We spend 1 day editing all the content, and then we plan it within the calendar on certain days, and then just schedule that in within the month. This then allows us to create other content, it's all organised, planned out, keeps us consistent, and it is, for me, it is a beautiful feature to keep you ahead of the rest of the competition. If you'd like any more information on how to get this added onto your iMove account, or you're not using iMove and you want to trial it out, give us a shout and we're happy to help.
Okay guys, so following on from last month's episode, I did decide to step into the world of consultancy. I've had quite a few inquiries about this as well, so I'm really honoured that people are getting in touch. Yesterday, I spent a full 8 to 9 hours with a company in Nottinghamshire. I spent the day with Nia and Far Removals. Thank you for allowing me over. Just wanted to say how amazing it was to spend the day with Elaine and James. They've got such a well-oiled machine over there. They want to step from removals into the world of storage, so we discussed a lot about that and other aspects of the business. If anybody else is interested in my consultancy work, we will be adding a link into the comments below. With the help of Rob behind the camera, we have designed some packages which hopefully helps me understand your business and how you want to progress it, and then hopefully we can build your business from that point onwards.
That shit to make them all go dummy. Now I got bready, I want something from me. Showing like pros, man, I told them that it's money, and I own my own bars just like it's always sunny. Ugh.
So this week's been very busy as a company, which has been great. We've got moves on literally all over the country this week, including one big move in Belgravia in London. It's a big 6-floor house, got its own lift and some very, very expensive pieces. So we've got to build up some custom crates, as you can see behind me, just for some very expensive artwork, including sculptures, wall art, all sorts. So it's spanning over the past 3 days, and then we've got a couple of days on it next week. So it is a big move coming to storage, which is great. Just a hell of a lot of time that's gone into it.
And I own my own bars just like it's always sunny. Ugh. Thought she said something to me. We were never friends, told them I am not your buddy. Now they all call, I got some buzz like honey. Then they check the Spotify and they looking at me funny.
Right, so we're about an hour and a half to 2 hours in. Got the crate built so far. Still got the door to go on, but the door will obviously go on last because the artwork needs to go in. So what will happen, we'll go to the customer's property, we'll still export wrap the picture. Picture goes in and then the door goes on. It's nice and simple. And then in and out of the customer's property, there are little handholds here, and then on the back as well. So it's nice and simple.
So we were filming a podcast recently.
Yeah, you either love me or you hate me.
The last guest we had on was Ryan's Removals, and during the podcast he asked me why we use curtain-sided vehicles.
What's the job with the curtains, man? I always see you in the... Tell me about this.
Now, I used to work for a haulage company, and part of my job was driving up and down the country in a van that had double curtains each side. When I got to the delivery address, I'd open the curtain and then the pallets would get forklifted off. So when I started Warren's Removals, I was hiring out that exact van, which meant I only had that van to train myself with. So as Warren's become busier and I got staff members, I only had a curtain van to train new staff members with. So that's all we ever knew. However, as the business has progressed, we are slowly getting rid of our curtain-sided vehicles. This one behind me is a half curtain, half hard side. So this one here is obviously a big picture of me, which is about to get sold, believe it or not. If you're interested in buying a van, this van will be sold in the next 6 months, definitely. So there, this one has got a hard-sided side and also a curtain on one side, but we've also got one extra van, which is double curtain. That one will probably be the last curtain van we ever buy here at Warren's. But yeah, that is the reason that I taught myself with curtain vans, and that's the reason that I use them. Will I continue using them? Probably not. Do I preach about buying curtain vans for a removals company? Definitely not. It's not something I advise, but again, it's how I trained myself and that's all I knew. This video has been dedicated to Adam Timbrow, aka Shiv. We did a full episode on Meet Shiv a good few months ago now, and unfortunately a week ago today he passed away at the age of 35. This is a really, really difficult clip for me to film. He was an employee of Warren's Removals for 6 years. He turned the lights on in every single room he walked into. I'm very close to family members of his. There's staff members here that aren't just friends with Adam, they are best friends with Adam. It has shook the company to the core. We are absolutely devastated by this news. We just want to send a lot of love and every bit of positive energy we can in this horrible, horrible time to Kirsty and Hattie and all the other family members, like his mum, Sue, his auntie, Sharon, who's our accountant. Adam was a kind of guy that would make anybody laugh, no matter what. He'd walk into the yard and he'd just make every single staff member laugh their heads off. He was the kind of guy that if you were put on his team, you'd be over the moon because you knew that day was gonna be a good day. Adam, this is so tough. This is such a hard part of the video. It's horrible to even speak in this manner. I was looking at our previous messages, all of the videos you sent to me, and I'm just so grateful for you always putting a smile on my face. Shiv, we're gonna miss you, bro, but go and make everyone laugh up there, mate. Love ya.
This is a day in the life of Shiv.
AKA Shiv, the guy with the round head stood next to me with the long thin head.
So it's just half a teaspoon of coffee. Now I have to say his name. Oh. Right guys, we've arrived. We're here now. Here's the house. Right then, so the pitcher bags. Finished you over breakfast, that's absolutely fine, but should we go? I'm not going to lab. Wow. Soft bits like this. Nice little teddy and this massive giraffe. Yeah, that's a giraffe.
Do something funny. Do something funny.
Upstairs is done, downstairs is done. We've got the last item here ready to go on. And then, yeah.
I'm gonna go for a tuna foot long, I think. Nice and boring. What, you gonna have, Fraser?
We'll just take our time with it, it'll be absolutely fine. How I got my nickname Shiv. My surname's Timbrel, so I thought it would be a good idea to call me Timber. And then obviously we all know the saying Shiv and me timbers, so that's how I've got the name Shiv.
All going well, was. Got these. I don't know what suggested it to be fair.
Cheers, brother! Got quite a bit planned, to be fair. Just going to pop over and see my grandma and granddad. Just waiting for Hattie to finish her breakfast.
See you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you